Hello scholars and welcome to chemistry class. Today we're going to be looking at acid, base and salt. Now in our previous class we looked at acid, we looked at the definition of acid, we looked at some examples of acid, we looked at chemical and physical properties of acid, and we also looked at some uses of acid. So today we're going to be looking at base, we're going to be looking at some examples of base, physical and chemical properties of base. We're going to be looking at alkalis, we're going to be looking at neutralization, and then we'll end the class with pH scale. Okay, now the first one here is base. Now base, put simple, can be defined as a substance that neutralizes acid to produce water and salt only. Okay, now we have some examples of base. Examples of base, and bases and alkalis are used interchangeably. Now, some examples of base. The first one here is we have sodium oxide. This is an example of base. Another example of base, we have magnesium oxide. This is also an example of base. And thirdly, we have potassium oxide. Now, these are all some examples of base. Now, the next one we'll be looking at some physical properties of base. Now, before we go into some physical properties of base, it's important for you to know that base and alkalis are used interchangeably, and also oxides and hydroxides of metals are bases. Now, some physical properties of base stroke alkalis. Okay, now the first one I'll be giving here is it turns, or we can just say turns red litmus paper blue. Now, if you remember in our previous class when we're looking at an acid, I said that an acid turns blue litmus paper red, but now a base turns red litmus paper blue. Now, the second physical property of base and alkalis that we'll be looking at is it has a soapy feeling. Okay, it has this soapy feeling, the feeling that you get when you rub soap on your hand. That's the same feeling you get when you touch a base. Now, the last one we'll be looking at is it also has a bitter taste. Now, an acid has a sour taste, but then base has a bitter taste, and a bitter taste is definitely not pleasant. Now, the next one we'll be looking at is chemical properties of base.